The building we are about to show you this week is a strange one. From the outside, it looks like a castle shaped by nearly 700 years of history. Weathered stone, aging walls, and a presence that suggests centuries of noble families, shifting borders, and lives long forgotten. This is the kind of place where you expect history to sit heavy in every room. That is exactly what we thought we were walking into. We expected layers of time stacked on top of one another, stretching back hundreds of years. A castle defined by its past. But the moment we stepped inside, that expectation began to fade. Instead of a monument frozen in medieval history, we found something far more recent and far more personal. The story here does not end centuries ago. It leads directly into the modern age, into the life of one man, Helmuth. Room by room, the building reveals traces of his presence, not preserved halls meant for display, but spaces filled with tools, collections, handwritten notes, and carefully gathered objects. Signs of obsession, craftsmanship, and a life lived largely in isolation, inside the shell of a much older world. This place is no longer defined by noble families or historic events alone. It is defined by its final caretaker, a man who quietly shaped this 700-year-old castle around his own passions. Today, we explore what remains.
Hello. Hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bros of Decay. It's Leslie, and behind the camera we have Luc.
Hey.
And we are in northeastern Germany today. We don't upload that many videos of Germany, and it's always very special to be in this country and filming stuff.
Yeah, Germany has been nice.
It has good history, and we found a really interesting place today as well that used to belong to a sort of lonely man who lived in this very big place behind us and had a lot of fascinating hobbies, from vintage car reparation to cameras, but we're going to show you all of that inside of this place. It's supposed to be a castle.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, this doesn't represent what a castle looks like.
No, it doesn't feel like a castle at all, but it did say so in the letters.
And it does say so everywhere that we look.
Yeah.
I mean, the history dates back to the 13th century. Of course, this building didn't exist in the 13th century, but on these grounds, the nobles of this village were already present and were already ruling this town from this exact location. And this building has been built in the 18th century for noble purposes, which we're going to explain later to you. It hasn't been that long abandoned, right, Luc?
Sorry?
No, only 2019.
2019, weirdly enough. But we also came to the realization that it's already 7 years ago almost.
Yeah, 2019 feels like it's yesterday, right?
Yeah, for me it does.
I mean, if I think back and I think about COVID, I'm like, yeah, that's like maybe a year ago or so.
Yeah.
It's actually already like 4 years ago right now. Okay, let's see. Already see like a weird...
Oh yeah, the creepy mannequin
in the window. Okay. Jesus Christ.
You good?
Yeah. Helmut didn't re-clean his place before he left it. Shall we go inside?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the window. This place is a weird place. The lower part of this castle feels like, first and foremost, when we came inside of here, like just a junkyard.
Yeah.
But you go look a little bit closer to all the artifacts that are in here, and there's some sort of a story forming. It's a story of a man named Helmuth that bought this place in the 1980s and really transformed this place into everything he had interest in his life.
Yeah, he was a hobby maniac.
It sounds like a man's dream in some way.
Yeah.
So far that we know, he didn't have a wife.
Yeah.
He didn't have children. The only thing he had was fantasy.
It's his hobbies.
Yeah.
Cars, fantasy.
And some other things.
Yeah, camera lenses.
Yeah. So what you see here is part of a 2010, how do you call this? Cosplay?
Fantasy fair, I would call it.
Fantasy fair that they organized here at the castle. So you can see like wings that people are wearing, dragon suits, helmets.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. It's full of spider webs.
Yeah.
And even like these pamphlets that are directed with the location of the castle and the 2-day fanfare that was organized here at the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inviting people to come here to the Schloss.
Yeah.
There's also a particular hobby lying here on the ground as well.
Yeah, I'm evading that with the camera.
Yeah, but there's like
it's a lot of adult content over here.
hundreds of pictures of that. But you can see that's the mannequin that we just saw.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah. So this place has been built in 1754.
Yeah.
So we say 17 on this side and 54 on this side. And that's the first time the nobles started living here in this newer castle. And that has been ever since until the Second World War, when it was turned into schools or other venues, and then Helmut bought it later on around the 1980s. There's something else that we have to show downstairs here. This room we covered.
Yeah. This is it.
Yeah. So this is the main hallway of the place.
Yeah.
A bit of stained glass windows. Later on we'll also show you the other side on the outside, but that's probably when we finish the video. But there's a really cool outside as well.
Yeah.
A mannequin.
A mannequin.
Did he also collect
shower heads?
shower heads and faucets and stuff like that? What is that? How many hobbies did this man have?
Piano.
Yeah. There's also multiple pianos inside of this house.
Doll houses.
Wow.
Oh, but here are some indications of kids, no?
And this says 2000 there? Not sure though. Yeah. But the history also points to the fact that this house was a school back in the time as well. So those might have been those children's drawings. Yeah, this is one of those car shows that he hosted probably. Very disturbing basement.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, we're not going in the basement probably.
Up. And most of this lower section of the house is, as you can see, just a bunch of...
We're gonna skip most of it.
Yeah. I'm heading towards one part. Was it here? Oh yeah. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Here it is.
So Helmut had the fascinating hobby of restoring classic cars with his company called...
English cars mostly, right?
MG cars, yeah.
Yeah.
With his company called Triple M. And he probably had a lot of cars that he restored and built over the years, because he was also invited to a lot of events over in England, to car shows and everything. And this might have been one of his last projects.
Yeah, we were speculating, it looked kind of like a Beetle.
It looks like a Volkswagen Beetle indeed. But
yeah, I think those are the ones that go over the wheels.
Yeah. Wheel arches. And of course he had a lot of tools laying around here. This was probably not his only project. He probably restored more than that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it also says MG over here, look. So this could have been an MG car. I don't know which one though. But he was building it from the ground up. Oh wow.
This is the one that's collapsed, or? Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was also sort of a restoration project in some way. This was a project that he probably would have never finished, even if he lived like 20 more years. I think it's time to show the interesting part of the castle. Yes. Not that this was not interesting, but let's go over there. No, I don't want to go to the basement.
No, I want to skip that basement.
Let's take you upstairs. And we were quite fascinated by this stairway as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of... I mean, this house, you're going to see, especially from the upstairs, it feels a bit like a museum in some way. In some way, Helmut wanted to show to the people that came here what his interests were. And one of those interests was obviously cameras, as you can see here.
Yeah. These are all flash bulbs?
Yeah, all flash
no
bulbs.
lenses or cameras.
An old projector we have over here. Siemens projector.
Oh, there are some cameras.
Is this a telephone, look? I cannot believe
Oh.
that that's a telephone. That's not a telephone. That's something else. Is it?
Really don't know.
I've never seen a device like this before.
Happening?
It is some sort of a communication device, I think.
What is happening?
Cool.
Okay.
Look at this camera.
Whoa,
How beautiful it's designed.
that one's really cool.
Extract, Verak.
Dresden.
Yeah, you had some really nice pieces in here. Praktica FX. Probably some people watching this might have used those in the past. And then also another display piece here with a bunch of cameras. Probably there were more back in the time. His little camera bags where he saved all of them. Maybe he went to car shows as well and took pictures of the cars.
Oh, yeah.
And then a bunch of lenses and rings and everything. This beautiful display case. I think here he put a glass panel, look.
Yeah.
And he tried to show the original brickwork of the castle.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Because here, there's also a door over here,
Yeah?
which leads into a brick wall,
Yeah.
which is really weird.
It's very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. High ceilings, lovely chandelier.
Yeah, this is cool. And the David stars.
Yeah, you saw this when you came in here.
Yeah, because there's one over here above that tiny window, and over there the panel of the glass is David star as well. But we couldn't connect anything to some sort of Jewish background.
No. But we're also in DDR, East Germany, so that history is probably erased over here.
That's true.
Yeah. And what does it say over here? VHKMK. Helmuth Kochner.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
his surname though. But what the V stands for, I have no clue.
Von.
von Helmut Kochner.
Yeah.
That's possible. Let's first go to this side.
Let's go to the meat of the video.
the meat of the video.
Yes.
The main course you were trying to say. This hallway is filled with very interesting things, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love all the hats hanging up here. It all looks like man's hats, I think.
Yeah. And a wig.
It's definitely a man living alone in this place.
Yeah.
And then all his little things, his sewing machine still standing here.
Yeah, several sewing machines.
I'm also quite interested by these display cases that he had over here. And he probably put like cameras and other different things in here. Hey, that's an old hairdryer. Föhn.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's a brand actually, Föhn.
Oh, Föhn is a brand?
Yeah, we call that Föhn in Dutch.
Yeah.
But that's a brand. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. But yeah, there's another Singer sewing machine over here.
Yeah,
And
that's a
then-
newer type
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
With a lamp. And then another one over here. And this, oh, and another one over there.
Another one and another one back
Yeah,
there as well.
I guess this is where Leslie says that it feels like a museum,
Yeah,
because to have 6 sewing machines is kind of silly.
standing in one room.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's another one over there.
There's sewing machines, and also one in his bedroom back there. He had a lot of sewing machines. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot of different collections. Shall we show this part of the museum first?
Yeah. Let's do it.
So yeah, his collection continues throughout this property, and you can see there's another display cabinet completely filled with all these cameras. It's a bit of a look inside of how men behave when there's no woman in their life.
Yeah. Oh, they have like a. Is this like a dual lens camera?
It's the same brand as we saw from the other one on the stairway.
Huh.
Yeah, quite interesting. And then dozens and dozens of lenses and
Yeah, this is
cameras
really cool.
standing here. I've never seen so many of these vintage cameras in one place before. All from Dresden. For people that don't know that.
What is this piece even up here?
Oh, it's also an extension for a camera lens, I think. It could
For a
make-
macro lens or something?
I have no idea. Wow. Also some fill rolls down here. And oh yeah, can you look through that with the camera?
Hold on, you have to also do a light
Yeah.
up there.
Can we see that?
Let me check. I don't. Oh, I think we can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the vintage car in there?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's probably one of those pictures that he made with the cameras of a car show that he went to, probably, or maybe of his own car or something. I also found this one, and this is also quite cool. It's Kombikarte für Mode- und Schlossmuseum, and I think this is for his Schloss here, and he held a sort of museum in here.
Okay.
And it's fashion and Schloss, and we also saw all the mannequins downstairs.
Yeah, true.
I think he definitely hosted a lot of people in here. Multiple more projectors and cameras and lenses and everything standing here.
Oh, this one up here is really cool.
Is that a
The
peephole
old one.
camera?
Yeah. Feels like one of those cowboy cameras.
Yes. Then with the exploding flash.
Yeah.
Really cool. What a collection. This is a base of a surgical table.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or a chair.
Yeah,
Yes.
surgical chair, surgical table, yeah. Something like that. And is that his bathroom?
Yeah, but
That looks disgusting. I think he never washed himself. Wow. Okay. Love the doors. They're typically German, typically castle style.
oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Those doors. Yeah, it's been repainted a bit weird, no?
Yeah, but this is typical German. Yeah.
Okay.
We see this a lot. We have filmed a lot of castles in Germany, and they always have these distinct colors in them.
Helmut lived here quietly for decades, shaping these rooms with his personal belongings, his routines, and the life of a man who valued order and solitude. But as we step into the dining room, we leave Helmut's world behind and enter a much older chapter of this castle's story. Helmholtz Castle has stood here for over 700 years. Long before Helmut, it was home to a noble family whose lives were defined by the traditions, responsibilities, and celebrations of their time. The portraits on the wall show their faces, generations of men and women who managed the lands, hosted grand feasts, and left a mark on the region's history. Even the carved wooden panels, the layout of the room, and the decorative details speak to centuries of refinement and legacy. Seeing these rooms, it becomes clear that Helmut's life is just one layer in a much longer story, a personal chapter set within 7 centuries of history, quietly preserved in stone and wood.
I think it's time to show the most interesting room of this entire video.
Yes.
Also a couple of stained glass windows above here. Some German landscapes. And lovely doors. These are indeed more authentic doors Luc was pointing out.
Yeah. Over here you can see the oxidized.
You know what I see in here? A little roof of a temple or something. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Welcome inside of the room that has seen better days, but there is a lot of decay in this place.
Yeah.
Helmut didn't take great care of the house, but he definitely tried.
Yeah, it's an interesting room nonetheless.
Yeah. Especially like this couch standing here
this
in the
couch
corner.
is really nice.
Beautiful upholstery couch. Basically looks like a tapestry. I think it still sits well. Oh. Yeah. Oh, my back. It's getting old.
Yeah, that picture is really cool. I think that's in the forest over here.
It does say that after the Second World War, this place was sold. This place was used by the state as a school for some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I do see this functioning as a school. And that forest does resemble the one that we went through. So this could have been made here. Lovely German city. And then this monstrosity here in the
Yeah.
corner.
Let's talk about this. Wow, man.
What?
Yeah.
The colors are too bright and too weird
Too childish.
to be authentic, I think.
Yeah, it does feel like it's been painted by a man with too many hobbies already.
I know one of those men. It's Helmut.
But I still think it's cool though.
Yeah, Helmut definitely did this himself.
And this
Except
plate,
for this plate in the middle, yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, glaze style plate with a wine jug in there. I do love these stoves though. And it also connects to a massive chimney on the top
Yeah.
of this building, which is really cool.
And it almost looks like an altar.
Yeah. Can you show the plate in the back
Oh,
there?
there's a plate.
Yeah, it usually always has very interesting things on there. This one resembles a horse.
Yeah.
And those are most likely from the beginning of this place.
Really cool.
So from 1754, those plates, they last forever. So yeah, interesting fireplace, right?
Yeah.
And also an interesting setup over here.
Yeah.
2 rocking chairs.
Still in great shape.
Yeah, see if they're
We
still...
tested them.
But they don't rock really well.
No, because it's also a bit scary.
Yeah. Harmonica.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, but this is also the first time we're showing an harmonica on the channel.
You think so? Nah.
I've never seen a harmonica before. Or not one that...
They're so loud.
They're really cool instruments though.
Yeah, definitely. Very difficult to play.
Yeah, you think Helmut also played the harmonica, the organ, pianos, he has flutes in here.
Yeah.
He was a man of a lot of different traits.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's also a lute over there.
Yeah,
Well, we'll get back.
we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, and here we have the organ. Still in very nice shape, I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
it has some woodworms working away on it. Hello there. Yeah, I don't think it plays anymore. But
No, but it doesn't feel too bad.
yeah.
Another sewing machine.
Yeah, what did you expect? And there's another one over here
Oh,
in the
yeah,
windowsill
right.
as well. And a brand that we have not seen before, Stunver.
Stunde.
Most likely German as well.
Yeah,
but,
probably.
Hey,
Yeah, right.
this is interesting. So since 1754, the Schloss, what they call Schloss here, has been built. And this is the outline of the building, as you saw in the drone shots. And it also says here that these 2 ladies were noble women that used to reside in the castle at some point. And it's Sophia and Adelaide.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I mean, you need a lot of willpower to want to renovate a place like this. It's not never going to be renovated. No.
No, this is too much work.
You need a man like Helmut with a lot of passion to buy a place like this and not care that he's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So look, a lute is a medieval guitar, right?
Yeah.
This is definitely not a medieval piece of...
No, but a lute is like what a bard would use in medieval times.
He would be in a tavern playing this.
Yeah, they would not be playing the flamenco or electric guitar.
No, we're playing something like this. Also the ceiling here feels a bit kitsch, feels a bit...
Yeah, well, to me it's mainly the colors and the golden details that feel kitsch.
Yeah.
But I don't think the golden details are authentic at all.
No, they're definitely not. Also this chandelier is not authentic. It's not a very valuable piece. And here in the corner, we also have a very cool organ. I think this is one of the most intact pieces inside of this house, music-wise.
Well, it is electric, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The inside is probably really bad. Yeah, that one's really cool too.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you have to blow in it.
Really?
Yeah, you have. There's also a mouthpiece in there.
Oh, and then you play it like this?
Yeah.
Okay, so many weird instruments in this world. And then a big pile of junk, between quotation marks.
Yeah.
But a couple of interesting pieces. First and foremost, the singer sewing machine. Yeah,
Of course.
of course. But then we started digging here and we started looking. We think this might be a picture of Helmut, but we are not sure about this one though, because it looks fairly new And it's from some sort of a vacation that happened in, we think Thailand or something.
Yeah.
It looks like Thailand, seeing the lettering and everything. But also this one is really interesting as well. This is a letter from Triple M Garage, and Beaulieu Events are inviting them to a yearly car event in 2019, which is only 7 years ago. And they have a spot reserved for Helmut to put his car, which indicates that he was the yearly attender of this event in England.
Yeah, it does say that. If you want the same stall as 2018, then yada, yada, yada.
So a man deeply passionate with cars that traveled all over to go to these events, to take photographs, but most likely also came with his own cars there. Super cool.
Yeah.
What more did we have over here to show?
An old picture.
Oh,
One of the few pictures we have in this place.
Yeah, and this one as well was lying here. I like this one a lot.
Oh yeah.
I think it's Helmut in between the cacti.
Yeah.
Where was he traveling to? What was he doing there? Yeah, a very interesting room, right?
Looks beautiful with this light.
Yeah, the light is really nice. But then behind here is another room.
This one's pretty cool too.
Yeah, carving. Look at these light switches.
Yeah, I saw these. Yeah.
Why? It's the only question I have. Why would you put such ugly light switches in a place?
Because
Who even manufactures that? Okay, come inside here. Because Helmut, besides having all those hobbies, was a super educated man. And he had thousands of books inside of here. He even ordered the full literature library of 72 years of Nobel literature, Nobel Prize literature.
Yeah.
And it must be in this room as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that a military handbook?
Oh, that does look like it.
Yeah. We are in DDR Germany, so that means that we are in Soviet Germany, between quotation marks.
Looks like a military parade hat, but I don't know if it's German.
It does look German, right?
Yeah, or yes, Scottish for some reason.
Yeah, it could be Scottish with the green or something.
Yeah.
Dozens of books standing here as well.
Yeah, I cannot imagine like even getting close to reading this much. Oh right, here are some pictures.
This is Helmut in the field when he was young. Look how nice he was dressed. Oh yeah, snow. Yeah, we're pretty high up. Northeastern Germany.
Oh, I love these too.
Oh yeah, these are really cool. So, actually, you have to look at them this way. There's Helmut, and then he's gone. But there's like a nice collection of pictures. Look like vintage old pictures.
Yeah, some very fake ones as well.
Made on those cameras that are probably lying in the hallway. This one is really cool.
Yeah.
I think this person over here to the right side is Helmut. Ah, look. There are some military pictures though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Landscapes. This looks like the landscape around this place. Oh, handsome man.
Yeah.
Oh, gravestone. At a lake. Yeah.
Yeah, the pictures are a bit vague, but more army.
And then some German landscapes with houses. Those typical Fachwerk houses. Yeah, really cool pictures. Good memories.
Books until the roof.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is what I imagine when I think about a good library.
Yeah.
Books where until you cannot see them anymore. That you open them and they're completely dusty. It's starting to become a little bit Nordic once you go this side of Germany, because these fireplaces, these glaze style fireplaces, I see a lot of them in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, but also Eastern Germany and very high up north in Germany. And that's this one.
Yeah, it's convenient to because you're thinking like, wait, we're in the library. Why would you have a heating over here? But then you walk around the corner here. There was a bed over here.
Did Helmut just literally sleep in the library? Eat, sleep, work on cars, read books, and repeat in the morning again. Yeah. Most likely the life of this man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then books again until the roof. Okay, always wanted to do this. Look, you want the book?
Yeah.
Motorsports.
Of course.
Of course. See that, don't die here. Okay. And then I think this is his office.
Yeah. Those type of phones.
Wow. This was even a touchscreen phone.
Oh yeah.
One of the first ones.
Then some maps, right?
Yeah, maps of the town,
Yeah.
like looking at his property and everything.
I
Really?
gotta blur this, I think. But
Yeah.
oh no, it's a different.
Oh, this is actually at his place. Light here from anyone. So he was organizing a motor show here on the 9th of September, and it's the 40th International Motor Show or something.
I'm sure that's not here. I mean, the
This
picture above is not.
The picture above is not, but this is definitely the name of the castle.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Triple M garage and everything. See, he was organizing some events here.
Yeah. And then his Triple M
Yeah.
MG car club.
There was a man that lived and died for cars.
Yeah, or hobbies in general.
Yeah, hobbies in general. Okay, let's move on further. We have a couple more things to show you. Yeah. Yeah, so his museum just goes further here, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a small museum though. But a cute. He also had a shaver and nail and hair clipper collection.
Oh, yeah.
There's even still some hairs in this hair clipper.
Ooh.
It's disgusting, but also so fascinating.
Yeah, but it is disgusting.
And he also put it behind this glass display cabinet here to show to people that came to the museum, quote
Oh, yeah?
unquote. Wow, pendulums and everything. Couple of rocks up here.
Oh, shells. Box.
He had a spark plug collection.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like the thing we see when people start collecting things. They start collecting also different things,
Yeah.
and they become super interested in collecting everything.
Like sewing machines, cameras.
Yeah, cars, adult pictures, another sewing machine, a little rock collection up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh yeah, you also have to show this.
Yeah.
1754. That's
Mhm.
the date of the place. And this is his main hallway to the bedroom where he slept. This is Mr. Helmuth, his bedroom.
Yeah. Did we mention that he might be British?
Yeah, we're not entirely sure about that fact though.
No, maybe he was just really fan of MG.
Yeah, he does have a lot of British books, and he does speak a lot of British or English in his letters. And he has a friend called Steve.
Yeah, and they write in English.
Yeah, but I think he's inherently German.
Yeah, with a name like that.
Yeah. Helmut is also a very German name.
Exactly. I don't know what that is.
Another collection of his. Yeah, very typical bedroom, I would say. The furniture matches each other. The bed is still made. All his
Lots
clothes.
of clothing.
Let's see how he dressed like. I mean, just nice and casual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's beautiful. That's a representation. That's how I would expect him to show up. Wow. Shall we take a look at that part that he was renovating for a brief second?
Yeah.
Before we show the outside? Yeah. Let's go have a look at that restored part, or the part where our Mr. Helmuth was working on. I think he was making like some sort of a bed frame here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I also noticed there was a stairway which we're gonna take. We're gonna look up there. But let's first look here. Because this is the whole administration for his complete company and car collection.
Oh.
Motorsports 79, 68, 67. Everything regarding cars, and yeah. Interesting. The castle is massive in some way.
Yeah, it still feels weird to call this a castle, but it is.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is a castle,
Yeah.
but it has seen better days. Oh, there's also a stairway going up here.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't advise you taking that one.
Oh.
As you see, these used to all be apartments, like places to sleep, part of the school. I mean, they don't have much left nowadays, but you can see the glazed style fireplaces still, and people lived here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found this room quite interesting.
Yeah.
Look at the bathroom construction in there.
With a glass window.
What is this room over here to this side then? It's a walk-in dresser.
Oh, right.
It's
Okay.
very weirdly constructed.
Oh, pff.
But I think we should go look upstairs, right?
Yeah.
Let's do that. To encounter even more of his collection.
I'm very curious as to what you told me.
I have had a little peek up here, but it is filled to the brim with stuff. It's actually quite a big attic as well.
It's really big.
So, first and foremost, look.
Whoa.
His lamp collection.
Oh.
Dozens of lamps hanging here. Yeah, he also collected lamps, as you can see. Old computer,
It's
CRT.
photo equipment, I believe.
Oh, it's photo equipment. That's it. Developed
Or isn't
photos?
this the one where you put newspapers in and then
Ah, you
you
can.
can read them?
There's a mirror in the back here that reflects it. But there was also a photo collage here, which with newer photos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know where that is taken though. Could be here at the castle.
Could be, could be. Hard to say.
But do we want to go more onto this attic? I don't know if there's much more. You see up here than what we're seeing from here. Yeah,
This is just a massive attic space.
with a lot of stuff from Helmuth. Yeah, a lot of car magazines.
Oh, wait, there's a ladder that goes all the way up there.
Wait, okay. Let's have a little adventure up here. Why does the ladder go up there?
I don't know.
There's no like chapel or anything up there.
No.
Like, I mean, like a little protrusion or something. Yeah. Je ne sais
No.
pas. Luke and I just found also this picture collection. I mean, and we can be pretty sure that the pictures that are made here are most likely of Helmut. And did it look like Italy, right?
Yeah. There was one particular, or I believe it was this one up here.
Oh, wait, this one?
Yeah, that one looked particularly Italian.
Yeah, that looks quite Italian, exactly. But he was a good photographer.
Yeah.
Look at this composition and everything. Beautiful shadows, really nicely made. You feel the pictures that he made.
Yeah, some are really good, yeah.
Vertical. And then here, taken from the perspective of the cobblestone street. The people enjoying something in the back.
For perspective.
Dance. A couple of things that are in focus. I like this one particularly. Most likely his mannequin downstairs.
It looks like a wooden one.
Wow. Ah, here we have the same
This is
restaurant
my
again.
favorite.
Yeah, you feel a lot of emotion in this one, right? And then again, the street with the people enjoying some food. Yeah. Lovely to see also a couple of his pictures that he made from this place. So yeah, let's go downstairs and let's go actually outside and view that front of the place. Helmut literally made something from everything. He put shipping containers here next to the...
Oh, there's shipping.
literally shipping containers next to the building here. Like, why would you put that at a castle? Come have a look over here. So, he was certainly trying to restore this entire place because he redid this entire facade. And it says the old names of the families and the build date, but it also says MG on the corner there, which is his inbring, probably his weapon crest, in combination to the other ones. And this sign over here in Germany, especially in this region, Denkmal, means that this property is a historical property. And it's just being left to rot here.
Yeah.
Which is strange to me. Yeah. Oh yeah, looking at the scaffolding, he was definitely trying to restore this place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, this was a very interesting exploration, I must say.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise, this place.
Yeah, we were even not sure if we wanted to film it, but in the end we did, because the story is so compelling of Helmuth, a lonely man living here with all these hobbies, and it seems like he did have a very full life. I enjoyed exploring this place, it was really cool. And I want to thank you all for watching, and definitely check out the link in the description. There's some really cool Bros of Decay merch on there. It's a bit cold, so I'm not rocking all the way today, but definitely check the link in the description, and definitely check out, like the channel, subscribe, and I am losing my words, so I'll see you next week in another video. Bye.